In my continuing search to hone in my photography and focus on a particular direction, my liminal feeling night photos have really stood out to me, and they've motivated me to pursue them as a project. With this in mind, I've also been on the search for the right film stock for the project, and Lomo 800 came to mind because it's a 800 ISO color film. I did pretty minimal research before shooting this roll. Minimal research being that I typically search the film stock on Reddit. This is my favorite research method because you get a pool of amateur and professional photographers all showing you their own perspective. With that being said, my Bronica had just finished getting repaired, and I was more than ready to put a roll through it, since all the quirks would now be fixed. Or so I thought. Beautiful sunset. We will not be photographing it. No time. One refurbished Bronica S2A. Looking mighty okie dokie. Whoop! Lomo 800. That is correct. I just want to shoot something off to start. Actually, this tripod does not feel ready for this weight. I'm trying to time it with this flashing light to potentially get it with the flashing light off. I think I did it actually. To the surprise of no one, my $15 tripod has come apart. Smells like super weed. Not a little bit of weed. I enjoy this photo quite a bit actually. I think it could be improved with some reconstruction and taking out this piece of the building so we have a full bordered opening of light. But otherwise, I think the Lomo did a really great job preserving the warmth from the parking garage against the cold exterior concrete. I also think the photo fits in the liminal theme because while I can understand that it's a parking garage, I don't quite have a full sense of where I'm at or where I'm going. Something just feels slightly off about deciding whether or not to go into the garage. Shutter is so loud. Atlanta's not a real place. Hey! I think that's the first time I took it out and the lens cap is still on. Shout out for the great lens cap. That could be fun. Maybe. I don't know. Here's another pleasant photo that, while maybe not entirely liminal, highlights the warmth that the Lomo was retaining, on top of keeping a good bit of detail in a high contrast scene. This camera's kind of heavy. I quite like this frame, actually. Yeah, I might have a hunchback. Okay. You're in my photo. I gotta get way closer. And this photo I really love. The exposure balance feels really pleasing, and I love the way all the objects in the scene are lit really well from this overhead light outside of the door. And again, the scene just feels a little bit off. Because of the active bubbles in the water, we know that there's people working here and that in theory there should be some action in the scene, but we instead get a sense of emptiness and wonder as to where the workers are and why the working scene is left unattended. I really hope this camera works. I don't know, it's supposed to be a quarter of a second. That sounded like 2 seconds. Well, I don't know if I jinxed it or not, but this photo is evidence that I was experiencing some shutter problems that may or not be related to Bronica's really awesome proprietary mirror return system. At this moment, I heard the incredibly slow return of the mirror and was secretly hoping the photo would still turn out properly exposed regardless of the mirror sound. But as we can see, the two are in fact correlated, and thus I dropped the camera back off where it had originally been repaired. We have the Yashica today. The Bronica is in fact broken. We dropped it off for repairs, but we don't know when that's going to be done, so we're gonna shoot the second roll on the Yashica. Let's do it. Let's take some photos of a post office. That should be half a second, if I'm not mistaken. 4, 8, yeah, half. Let's freaking do this thing. Oh, I did not. Oh, I did set the shutter speed. Awesome. I'm a professional. In 3, 2. We're off-roading. So there was one shot, Vision 3 at night video, where I got in quite a bit of the grass and the grass was really well exposed. So, and it looked like a really crazy green. So I'm gonna see if I can't do the same thing here. That should be good. Make sure we're on bulb. Perfect. And would you believe my Yashica was also experiencing shutter problems? It would seem I was getting really inconsistent shutter results, whether the camera was set to bulb or the lower end of the shutter speeds. I'm glad it stopped raining. KO. Consider ourselves mailed. Kind of like this scene with the tree in the window. Maybe I'll go. Okay, Alex, in the future, if you think that the shot is not sharp, it's because the window is as dirty as it can get. Posture check, inbound. Chick-fil-A time. I don't eat meat, but it's Chick-fil-A time. Easy peasy. What I believe happened here was that the shutter got stuck and remained open while I advanced the film. Wild result, but disappointing because now I'm down all 3 of my medium format cameras. And around this time, the B-roll camera died, and we were too far from the car to get more batteries, and so I fired the last frame off here. I really enjoyed this shot, but it took me quite some time to find the colors that I enjoyed from the Lomo. In Silverfast, I wasn't super enjoying using the color cast removal tool, and so I was manually color balancing the film to what I thought looked nice and how it felt to be there. I actually became so frustrated with the colors that I took a positive scan into my trial of Negative Lab Pro to see if I could get some pleasing colors from there, but now I felt like the colors would either end up significantly oversaturated or a little too desaturated, and so I opted for an in-between version where I shifted the greens to be a little closer to what I was hoping for. All in all, I don't think I'll be continuing with Lomo 800 for this project. I think I prefer the colors of either Portra or Vision 3 for my night photos, and especially with the price, I think I'd probably lean towards the more predictable result from Portra 800. Fingers crossed that my Bronica comes back at least slightly more functional than before.